Now it's time for a review of the French press here on France 24. Florence Villeminot joins me
Hi,
in studio. Hi, Flo. And the hot topic in the French press today, controversial comments by the leader of the opposition UMP party.
That's right, that's Jean-François Copé, and basically he said that he wants to change the law regarding citizenship for the children of illegal immigrants. Now, the law in France is that of jus soli, so the right of the soil. So any child who's born in France and spends 5 years in France until the age of 18 can, at the age of 18, apply for French citizenship, and he wants to change that for the children of illegal immigrants. And Libération is reacting to this today, saying that the UMP is seriously treading on the far-right National Front Party's turf here. Basically, the UMP is hunting in National Front land, according to Libération. Basically, it's fishing for votes in the run-up to next year's UMP municipal election, because the far right is doing so well in opinion polls that the UMP wants to attract voters away from them. But Le Monde actually interviews a specialist on immigration and citizenship, Paul Lagarde, who says it would actually be very technically difficult to change the law regarding the right of the soil here in France. It would be just very difficult to prove that a child's parents were clandestines, how long they were clandestines, and how this affects the child. And so he says that it's just way too complicated, so it's unlikely to change.
Dangerous party positioning indeed, Flo. And of course it all comes in the wake of the Leonardo scandal here.
That's right, that's that 15-year-old Roma girl who was tracked down by police while on a school trip and forced out of France with her family. It sparked a big debate on immigration here in France, and according to Libération in their editorial, this is what's really happening here. The UMP, so the opposition right party, is milking this for all it's worth, but they've really gone too far here, according to Libération. Basically, the UMP is so desperate for votes that they're willing to question some of the fundamental values of the French Republic, according to Libération. This is a very slippery slope, and it says that the UMP has slipped.
And you're going to stick with this issue, and the Christian paper Le Croix takes a closer look at immigration.
That's right. Le Croix takes a look at immigration, what you need to know. Basically, the debate in recent days has been really passionate since this Leonardo scandal. Le Croix points out that 70% of French people believe there are too many immigrants in France. But Le Croix says the problem is that people's perception about immigration is quite distorted with respect to reality. And so Le Croix tries to set the story straight today. First of all, it points out that immigration is a two-way flow. You have immigrants that are coming into the country, but you have also immigrants that leave the country every year. For instance, in France, about 200,000 come into the country every year, 100,000 leave the country every year. So compared to its European neighbors, France doesn't actually welcome all that many immigrants. So who are these immigrants? Well, they come mainly from Algeria, Morocco, and China. And the main kind of immigration is people coming to regroup with their families. The part of immigrants who come seeking work is actually quite marginal, according to La Croix today, and they say that it's actually very important to keep a cool head while debating immigration and to actually evaluate the positive things that immigrants bring as well.
And the business daily Les Echos is looking at this other end of the spectrum, emigration.
Emigration, that's right, because a lot of French people leave France as well. So Les Echos takes a closer look. Who are they? Where are they going? Why are they leaving? Well, about 40% of the 35,000 immigrants are young professionals. So they're leaving either for tax reasons or professional reasons, and mainly to the US and England.
And finally, the French press is very excited about the latest Hollywood blockbuster.
That's right. That's the 3D science fiction thriller Gravity. It's on the front page of two papers today. First of all, 20 Minutes, which calls it a spectacular film. It's hitting French screens today. And Le Parisien says, is this film so good that it could provoke a big bang in the cinema world? Well, that's up to French people to decide today in theaters.
Florence Villeminot, thank you very much for that review of the French papers here on France 24. Now we're going to take a quick break, but coming up in the next half hour, we'll get all the latest on the ferocious wildfires encroaching on Sydney. And in Focus, we take you behind the scenes at environmental group Greenpeace and ask if their campaigners take too much of a risk. Stay with us. Live from Paris continues.